live on a big farm, so I was able to do whatever I want, run all over the place. I've got 100+ acres, riding bikes, just getting lost, adventuring, climbing trees, anything. Use your imagination, you can do lots of things. Okay. The race is actually the longest race in North America, I believe, for a downhill race. And the fastest guys are doing it in around 14 minutes, between 12 and 14 minutes. My time was between 17 and 18, to give you a rough idea. But that was literally from the very top of Whistler Mountain all the way to the bottom, yeah, in about 12 to 14 minutes. I actually felt pretty good that morning. I had a good warm-up. I kind of just hopped on my bike, went and got my race plate, and then went to do practice. And everything was going good. I had one little slip before I actually crashed. I got back up and was like, oh, okay, I'll just go a little more conservative now. And then you get 2 minutes down the trail and you're not as conservative as you thought you were, because it's race practice and you're trying to go fast. Trying to launch myself about 24 to 30 feet off the rock drop forward. And when I hop, so yeah, about 12 to 16 feet up in the air and about 20 feet long. And I've done it before because it's a trail that I've ridden at least 100 times. It's like my backyard. And my back tire washed out right as my front tire went off the drop. And I tried to correct, and my inner thigh caught my back tire, which is like hitting the brakes and them actually stopping you on a dime, and it threw me headfirst into the ground. As soon as I hit, my whole body kind of contracted and you go into the fetal position, and then within 30 seconds I got my arms back, but I couldn't feel my legs, which kind of sucked. You know it. And then second person who saw me after I crashed was a friend who came over and basically put all his weight on my leg, and he's like, well, can you feel anything? Nope. Okay. And basically then you start freaking out and you start hyperventilating. Your friends have to go, okay, calm down. Everything's gonna be all right. Don't think about the bad stuff. We just gotta get you off the hill, which is the truth. And then one bike patrol guy came by and basically said, like, whatever you did to yourself is done. You gotta move forward. Which, it made sense, because it's, whatever you did, you can't go backwards, right? So I kind of took that and ran with it when I was in the hospital. I broke T4, T5, and T6 vertebrae. T4 and 6 were cracked clean in half. T5 was rubble. You can't even count the pieces. And I'm fused from T1 to T9 with 16 screws, 2 rods, and 2 spacers. Where it was crushed, my spinal cord was almost 2 inches to the right, dislocated.
BC Wheelchair Basketball was created back in 1983. Prior to that time, the sport of wheelchair basketball existed in the province of BC. The first team created was in the early 1950s. And at that time, it was the Greater Vancouver Wheelchair Basketball Society. But the society evolved over the years to become provincial. It allowed us to enhance and grow the game to a greater extent than we could have as part of this multi-sport group.
Getting stronger, because you get out of the hospital and you're not physically strong. You don't have the shoulders and the back muscle to be able to do what you want to do. So it was a lot of going to the gym and making sure that I was able to do what I needed to be able to do.
First reaction is what they've lost, that they no longer can walk, they no longer can do this, and so they have that big thing of loss, whether it be going back to school or getting involved into sports or even sex life, driving, all of the above.
Let's go back on the
I was hurt when I was 4 years old, and what happened was I was run over by a school bus. I just got dropped off in front of my home, and being a kid, I didn't want to go home quite yet. I still wanted to go play and have fun with all my friends, which all my friends were still on the school bus. Telling me to run faster, but the bus driver didn't see me. And so when he stopped to drop off one of my friends down the road, down the block, he didn't look behind him and backed up and didn't see me behind the bus chasing him and backed up and ran over my chest. And so the only reason I survived that day was actually I fell into a puddle. So he ran right over my chest, but because I fell into the puddle, I just broke a few bones. Actually, I only broke 2 bones. It was my spine and my hip bone, and just luckily ended up in a wheelchair that day. And what I did this year was great for me, just to end my career, and that I was able to score the final points for my career, and then also for us, for Canada, and winning the gold medal. I got the last points. Like the Tom Longboard Award, that's one of the biggest awards and honors that I've gotten to. And then there's also the BC Sports Hall of Fame too, and that was always a great honor to be inducted into there too. And so, whether that just means that we're getting old and getting put in the Hall of Fame, but yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
And Richard's a great example of that. He bringing their medals to schools and community groups. Yeah, a Paralympic gold medal. How many people get to do that?
Looking at possibly trying to get a scholarship for wheelchair basketball to one of the schools in the States at University of Texas at Arlington, which is about 15 minutes from my dad's side of the family. It does full ride scholarships, so they're on the top of my list right now.
Justin is working his way through the sports system. He's clearly an athlete. He clearly enjoys training. He understands the game. He's got the desire and the motivation, and I think the future for him is really bright.
He's just really supportive of. He's been in situations where he's been really supportive and involved with other young athletes in chairs, people who have disabilities, people he'd never have met before, and a real sense of sort of empathy and compassion as well. That's what I have seen that I really admire.
It, for him, is not really exciting enough, but where he has basketball and be part of a team as well as getting a career, I think that'll be a good approach, and the others didn't offer that because of his injury.
There's not too much. You don't look at the negatives as much as you look at the positives. You look at the negatives, you just get depressed. Probably healthier than I have been my entire life. So now I have, there's the light at the end of the tunnel. You can see that I can possibly go to World Juniors, or I can possibly go to the Paralympics. So there's something to really work towards. But yeah, whereas before I did what I did because I enjoyed it.